Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, March 21st. For introduction purposes, my name is Todd Wilchin. I am the chair of the board. On my left, fellow commissioners Jennifer Brinkman and Commissioner Deb Shore. On my right, Commissioner Roma Amundson, and Vice Chair Commissioner Bill Avery. Joining us today from the County Attorney's Office is Mr. Dave Durbin, from the County Clerk's Office, Ms. Kelly Lundgren, and Ms. Corey Beatty. Also from the County Board Office, Carrie Egan, our Chief Administrative Officer. Now please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Okay, Ms. Beatty, if you'd please start the agenda.
Sure. Before we begin, I'd like to announce that a copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, March 14th, 2017.
Move approval.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the board meeting from Tuesday, March 14th. Any corrections or discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery?
Yes.
Brinkman?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 2 is approval of all claims processed through March 21st, 2017.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve all claims processed through March 21st. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Brinkman?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Avery?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is a special presentation. It's the Commissioner's Award of Excellence. The February winner is being awarded to Michael Hatfield in the Corrections Department in the category of productivity.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Morning. Brad Johnson, Director of Corrections for Lancaster County. We're here to award Mike Hatfield with your guys' Commissioner Award of Excellence. As always, we really appreciate you guys giving us the time to recognize folks who stand out and do a great job for us. So I'll let her read.
Michael Hatfield has been selected as the Commissioner's Award of Excellence winner for February 2017. Michael works as a correctional officer and began working for the county on January 18, 2001. He was nominated by Paul Fanning and Tom Korecki, correctional officers, in the category of productivity. In their nomination, officers Fanning and Korecki stated Officer Michael Hatfield has been assigned to the third shift PSW position since October 2016. During his time as the PSW officer, he has shown himself to be a valuable asset to the department and the PSW team. Some of Officer Hatfield's job duties include supervising janitorial and laundry inmate work crews during third shift hours. These work crews have set duties they are to complete every night. Officer Hatfield uses these work crews efficiently and maintains high standards for the work crews under his supervision. Officer Hatfield personally reviews and inspects each crew's work after completion. Officer Hatfield is also known for giving a lending hand, completing some work himself to show and train the work crew in proper techniques and methods. This training can include proper buffing techniques, sweeping and mopping floors, cleaning restrooms, and even dusting door frames. Officer Hatfield keeps detailed logs of which duties are completed each night and which cleaning and hygiene supplies are used. Officer Hatfield continues to hold himself in high standards, and he encourages the work crews to do the same. Many officers and supervisors around the facility have taken notice and appreciate his enthusiasm and outstanding work ethic. For these reasons, we are pleased to award Michael Hatfield with the Commissioner's Award of Excellence for the month of February 2017.
Just to kind of clarify, PSW is Property Sanitation and Warehouse, so Officer Hatfield is the individual assigned on third shift that maintains the cleaning crews with the inmates, laundry. So his responsibility on that shift is to maintain sanitation. And many of you have been out to the building, and so you know how large a building it is, and then especially with the purpose that it serves, it takes a lot of work to keep that building in a sanitary condition. And it's folks like Mike here that make that happen. And to be honest with you, when we have tours or such come through, everybody comments about how clean that facility is. So that's something that I think Mike should be proud of.
Well, Officer Hatfield, I'm pleased to be able to present this to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much for your work. And I tell you what, this is, you are a perfect example of what leadership means, of what teamwork is, what positive reinforcement of the work ethic and everything like this, what we really, really try to emphasize with our employees. And we have wonderful employees. And so I want to thank you for your leadership and for your outstanding example of what teamwork should consist of.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Hatfield, do you have anyone that you'd like to introduce with you today?
My wife Maria and my daughter Raylan.
Well,
I don't know if any of you remember, but Maria actually worked for us. She was on my transition team, so she has since moved on, but she's a member of our family as well.
Commissioner
I
Short.
was out in the facility last night, and you talked about buffing, I think was one of the words you used, Corey. I mean, you can see yourself in those floors. The work that your teams do in keeping the facility like new is really amazing. And knowing that you have coworkers and that you're also working with inmates, that's a neat, unique skill set. So, as Brad says, thank you for being part of our team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Moving on to new business, item 4A is a request from Dan Klein on behalf of Land 2 LLC for a refund of real property tax.
Good morning, Mr. Gaines. And I'm assuming Mr. Klein?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Dan Klein, 1960 Southwest 112th Street. I have before you a plat map of the preserve at Cross Creek from South 64th Street over to the west boundary. This is a CUP that requires to have 20% of the area of the landmass in green space dedicated, cannot be developed or built on in any way. And it's my oversight because the taxation has been at zero for these other areas, but I did not catch it that these two strips of land here, which is a drainage area with cottonwood trees, has had a small, but nonetheless a tax that should not be on that property because it is an outlet that is required to stay that way for in perpetuity.
Thank you, Mr. Klein. Mr.
And our
Gaines?
office would agree 100% with that. We mischaracterized those lots as buildable lots. It carried a minimal value. We are recommending approval of the refund request to put those unbuildable lots at zero, which we should have in the first place. The one key is we can refund 2014, 15, and 16 due to the timing of the request. 2013 is beyond the statutory time frame for us to issue a refund. So we would recommend refund of all taxes for 14 through 16.
I move that we grant that request.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the request from Dan Klein for a refund of real property tax. Any discussion?
And we are allowed to do this under state statute as it was a clerical error.
Under the refund statute, it's not quite that narrow of a requirement, but yes, you are. I think Mr. Durbin will concur. We've discussed it, so yes, you're legal.
Any additional discussion? Okay, please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Dan.
4B is a resolution authorizing the installation of miscellaneous signs on North 120th Street and McKelvey Road in Lancaster County.
Lancaster
Ms. Dingman.
County Engineer Pam Dingman. I had to make sure north was up for a second there. That's an engineering rule in case you guys didn't know. So today, I come before you with a request for approval of additional signage at the intersection of 120th and McKelvey Road. This is an area that is just north of Highway 6, kind of across the street from the Lincoln Auto Auction. Recently, while doing sign inspections, we discovered that we didn't have the railroad markings quite in the right place for the uniform code. And in addition to that, we discovered that our dead-end sign was clear down at the end of McKelvey Road. The road has been vacated once it reaches this driveway to the north. And so you could actually drive a half a mile and then discover that you were in a dead-end road. So that is why we wanted to move the dead-end sign to this location so that you are notified before you go a half mile down the road that you are on a dead end if you think you're gonna find a through street. So, quite a few signs to correct what is a little problem, but still a requirement.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second authorizing the installation of miscellaneous signs on North 121st Street and McKelvey Road. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item C is setting the annual salary for David Durbin, Deputy County Attorney, in the amount of $71,206, effective March 22nd, 2017.
Good morning, Mr. Kelly.
Good
Mr.
morning.
Sear.
The 8-step Attorney One plan that you approved several years ago allows, under certain circumstances, a skip. In this case, we're asking a skip from what would be a Step 3 increase this year for Mr. Durbin at $66,343, skipping 4 and going to a Step 5, $71,206. So it's a total of $4,863 increase rather than about $2,300, excuse me, under the normal plan. We're asking for this for several reasons, and I asked Doug to give you a little detail on that as well. But Mr. Durbin came to us, unlike a lot of our attorneys, with a lot of real-world experience, business and entrepreneurial. He excelled in law school, he was in the top 6 of his law school class. I more than anything, I'm looking at this as a retention issue, and I'll ask Doug to fill in some of the pieces about Mr. Durbin's background.
Dave's worked in the civil division for a year and a half. During that time, he's reported directly to me. He's been an excellent lawyer. You guys have seen quite a bit of his legal writing. He writes nearly all the opinions that come out of our office now. He does an exceptional job of research and writing. He was an English major in undergrad, got a master's degree in English literature, and you can tell that's truly his love. In addition to that, he's been before the Nebraska Supreme Court twice in a year and a half, arguing on behalf of Lancaster County. We fully expect that will produce good results over there. In the case that he appeared on most recently, we haven't received the decision yet, but Dave's doing an exceptional job, and we fully support this increase.
Are there any questions for Mr. Kelly or Mr. Sear?
I just move that we approve the increase in salary.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to set the annual salary for Mr. Dave Durbin in the amount of $71,206. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Item 4D is an agreement with the Nebraska Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired for the Lancaster County Records Management Department to serve as a training site. The term of the agreement is June 1st, 2017 through August 31st, 2017.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the agreement with the Nebraska Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item E is a contract with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise for support of Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Records Management Software. Term of the contract is for a one-year period from April 1st, 2017 through March 31st, 2018. The cost to the county is $22,227.13.
Allison Lotto, Records Administrator. If you guys have any questions.
Commissioner Amundson?
With this $22,227, is that part of, is the taking licenses from the,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, so this covers taking out the licenses that we discussed, the 50 licenses. If you look at the agreement, it's lines H7J. It's basically the bottom three lines of the second page of the agreement. Those are all of the return to service charges and the return to service administrative fees.
Okay, so actually, after we minus out the return to services, what is the amount of the licensing? What would it cost?
Once we take out these amounts, it's about $16,000.
Okay. Okay, great, thank you.
Any other questions from Ms. Lotto?
Move approval.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the contract with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise for records management software. Any additional discussion? Please call the roll.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thanks.
Item F is Nebraska Medicaid Participating Provider Agreement between Nebraska Total Care, Inc. and Lancaster County. Term of the agreement is for 3 years from the date of execution by all parties.
Move approval.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the Nebraska Medicaid Participating Provider Agreement with Nebraska Total Care. Any discussion? I will just make a note that will be abstaining from this vote. My fiance is the Government Affairs Director for Nebraska Total Care. So please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Abstain.
Motion carries 4-0 with one abstention. Item G is a contract with 3M Company using the State of Nebraska contract number 14698OC to provide reflective sign sheeting. Pricing will be pursuant to the State of Nebraska contract. Term of the contract is from the date of execution through January 31st, 2018, with the option of 5 additional one-year renewals. The cost to the county is not to exceed $15,000.
Good morning, Ms. Dingman.
I'm
Again,
Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. I know I come to you guys with a lot of requests for a lot of different things, and sometimes you may be like, what is she buying now? And I wanted to talk about this just briefly. This is the actual reflective sheeting that we put on the front of signs. We can only have a sign out in the county right away because of sunlight, actually kind of bleaches them out. Their life is 3 years. So for example, this year we rotated 1,200 stop signs because they didn't meet the reflectivity requirement anymore. This is the sheeting that we add to the surface of those aluminum signs. We bring the ones that aren't good back to the county, and then the aluminum and the sign is recycled. But this is the reflective surface that we adhere to the aluminum. The reason that we don't buy the signs pre-made is that the warranty starts when the product is adhered to the aluminum, so it's a much more efficient process for us just to make them as needed.
are there any questions for Ms. Dingman?
Move approval.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the contract with 3M Company to provide reflective sign sheeting. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item H is an amendment to County Contract C-15-0187 with Schmader Electric Construction, Inc. for unit price contract maintenance and repair of emergency management sirens. The amendment renews the contract from April 14th, 2017 through April 13th, 2018. The estimated cost of the county is not to exceed $22,000.
Move approval?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the county contract amendment with Schmader Electric Construction, Inc. for the unit price contract maintenance and repair of emergency management sirens. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item I is an amendment to County Contract C-16-0059 with Hood Masters, Inc. for the annual requirements of kitchen exhaust hood and equipment cleaning services. The amendment renews the contract from January 24th, 2017 through January 23rd, 2018. The cost of the county is not to exceed $6,500.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the county contract amendment with Hood Masters, Inc. for the annual requirements of kitchen exhaust hood and equipment cleaning services. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Avery.
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item J is an amendment to County Contract C-13-0151 with the Lincoln Journal-Star for the annual requirements for publishing legal notices and all other verbiage necessary to conduct county business. The amendment extends the contract from April 9th, 2017 through June 8th, 2017. The estimated cost of the county is not to exceed $600.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the county contract amendment with the Lincoln Journal-Star for the annual requirements for publishing legal notices and all other verbiage necessary to conduct county business. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore.
Yes.
Avery.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item K is an amendment to County Contract C-14-0042 with U.S. Bank National Association to provide banking services for Lancaster County. This amends the annual settlement agreement and corrects the 5-year term dates.
Good morning,
Chief
Ms.
Deputy Candace Meredith for County Treasurer. Yes, I just wanted to point out that this amendment right here, with the amendment to carry over the excessive earning credits that we receive on a monthly basis, our monthly fees are going to drop drastically. So having this opportunity to do this is phenomenal. So I don't know what the numbers are going to be currently, but I'm guessing we're going to have about a 10,000 annual decrease.
Wow.
So
Good
every
work.
little bit helps.
Are there any other questions for Ms. Meredith?
Move approval. Second.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the county contract amendment with the U.S. National Bank Association to provide banking services for Lancaster County. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery.
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item L is a grant contract with Lincoln Public Schools in the amount of $20,000 for the Immigrant and Refugee Mental Health Program. Term of the grant contract is February 1st, 2017 through June 30th, 2017.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Ms. Hoyle.
My name's Sarah with Lincoln Lancaster Human Services, and this grant contract is through community aid funding. It's a grant contract with Lincoln Public School System to provide behavioral health, the interpretation costs for behavioral health for new refugees, and then also a training for all educators within Lincoln Public Schools on trauma associated with children, especially those children coming from different war-torn countries. So. And I would say that this was a collaboration between our department and the New Americans Task Force. And thank you, Commissioner Brinkman, for attending the meeting on Friday. It's always great to see commissioners. We also had a city council member there too. So it's a really important task force, and I appreciate the time you took to come.
My pleasure.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the grant contract with Lincoln Public Schools for the Immigrant and Refugee Mental Health Program. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Avery.
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item M is an amendment to grant contract C-14-0549 with Families Inspiring Families to extend the contract to March 31st, 2017.
And I'd be happy to answer any questions on this. This is an existing program. They had a change in staff and weren't able to draw down all of their funding. So that's the extension.
Are there any questions for Ms. Hoyle?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the grant contract amendment with Families Inspiring Families. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Avery.
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time. Seeing no one, we'll move on to announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will tour the motor vehicles facility at 500 West O Street today, Tuesday, March 21st at 11 a.m. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, March 23rd, 2017 at 8:30 a.m. in the Bill Luxford studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold their next regular meeting on Tuesday, March 28th, 2017 at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. A public sale of county property, generally located at Southwest 114th Street and West Mikey Street in the unincorporated village of Kramer, will be conducted on Thursday, March 30th, 2017 at 2 p.m. at the east door of the Justice and Law Enforcement Center located at 575 South 10th Street, Lincoln, Nebraska. The Lancaster County Board of Equalization will hold their next regular meeting on Tuesday, April 11th, 2016, immediately following the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting in room 112 of the County City Building. The County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live. It is rebroadcast on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays on 5 City TV, cable channel 5. In addition, the meeting may be viewed on the internet at lancaster.ne.gov under 5 City TV Video on Demand or at 5 City TV on YouTube.
Move we adjourn?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes?
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, that concludes the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners board meeting for Tuesday, March 21st. Go ahead and get started with the Lancaster County Board of Equalization agenda for Tuesday, March 21st.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Also in the room today is Scott Gaines, Deputy County Assessor, Register of Deeds. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, March 14th, 2017.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, March 14th. Any corrections or discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes?
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 2 are additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of the additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes?
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is a public hearing. This is on motor vehicle tax exemption applications for the following: Catholic Social Services, Cedars Youth Services, Centerpoint Inc., Congregation of Benedictine Sisters, and People's City Mission.
Okay, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing for the motor vehicle tax exemption applications. Anyone here to testify in support, opposition, or the neutral capacity for these applications? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing for the motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Item 4 is action on motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the motor vehicle tax exemption applications. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes?
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Move we adjourn. Second.
We do have public comment. if you
Oh,
want.
okay.
I can announce that public comment, at this time, anybody wishing to speak on items related to the County Board of Equalization business not on the agenda can do so at this time, but seeing no one.
Move we adjourn. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes?
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
and Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
That concludes the Board of Equalization meeting. Thank you.